if you can go through the trauma, you can go through the healing process. My shoe. The problem with people pleasing is it's inauthentic, and inauthenticity is very hard to maintain. Hello. If multiple people are saying the same thing about you, there's quite a likely chance it's probably true. Oh wait, look at that bad boy. Holy shit, that's a big boy. Hello. The thing with people pleasers is they often start out as parent pleasers. We're gonna get to that part as well. Hey, how's it going? So this happens to be my So this is the first one of my I don't know however many vlogs that I'm gonna be doing, but it's the first one, and this one is about Barcelona, the phone response, and 50 Cent. They have no correlation with each other, but they're in here. So, do you like my wolf cut? I like my wolf cut. I recently got back from Italy, like yesterday, and I got my wolf cut there. So I love it. I love it. It's so great. Such a good haircut. But anyway, without further ado, let's go to Barcelona. Ooh la la. What's with this? There it is. This is weird. Whoa. Whoa. Jesus. Whoa, this is cool. Okay. What is this? Oh, this must be a window. Oh, look, there's me. Hi. Whoa. Oh shit, it's a balcony. Hang on. My god, it's like a discovered. Here, I got a balcony. Fuck, this is insane. Holy shit. Oh my god. Whoa. Damn. Hey, look at that. Haha. This is cool. Hope you're not, hope you don't get thinking about looking down. I get really woozy looking down. That's cool. That's really fucking cool. They're probably phone on charge. I hope I don't leave the curtains open if I decide to shower. Everyone's gonna see me. Some might like that. Some might not. Oh god. Oh shit. Is this one first? Or they go together? Oh. My god, this is crazy. How'd you look it? not like that. Is it like that? It's not like that either. It's a bolt. Put it. It's like a bolt. That's open. That must be closed. Hey. Close the curtains. I don't like people peeping. I don't need to peep on me. Hello, what are these? Slippers. My god. I don't know how many pretzels I've ate. Yeah. I also brought them with me. And sweet salty popcorn is in a bag because I'm gonna eat some of this now. Cool. So I'm going out. I think it's, what time is it? I'll check. It is, that's the time. We're gonna go out. Let's go. Oh, should be fine. I don't think there'll be many people out. Oh, this is the lift. I'm being curious. I don't think so. That's cool though. It's very cool. We're not out. Whoa. Oh shit, is that closed? We gotta open it. Can we get back in? Well, we'll probably just have to go to reception if not. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, it seems fine. Okay. Cool. Where are we going?
Come estás? How are you? You did my shoe.
My shoe.
You did my shoe. Where are you from?
Not around here.
Here.
No.
From where?
Anyway,
Where are you from? That's in Germany.
wherever you want me to be from. That's dope. Yeah. Mhm. It is. Have a good night.
Now me, I want some shit. Now me, I want some shit. I will set trip through your hood, bitch. I will let it go. I will let it go. That max on that jack, yeah, that chrome flow. Go fucking with the kid. Go fucking with the kid. I'm seeing this shit twice so you can get it in your head. Crime scene, anything, murder, man, death. See the shell, mixes fan, automatic trade back. To the next one when she slowly start to popping it. Song like my whispers, everybody after watching it. Now you got that secret treasure, I'm gon' put a lock on it. Don't care what they say, I will be stupid to be out on it. Listen, heard you got that stick. Let's go and take 9 shots, we'll just call it 50. And I'm gonna lick it till the hickey. Had a hat up and go run and keep you running till you whip me. Right. Oh, you look so sweet, but you would get balance. Look at your physique, girl, you are a beauty. Well, I am a beast. It was having dripping till I left me off a leash. I like the way you ride with that booty on me. Sorry, you and I, why you looking on me? Oh, I ain't never around, it is all on me. As long as I'm around, put it down on me. Put it down on me, put it down on me. Down on me, put it down on me. This one's gonna blow my easy. Spotlight's gon' do justice, baby. Why don't you come over here? You got me singing. I'm tired of using technology. Why don't you sit down on top of me? I'm tired of using technology. I need you right in front of me. She won't sit, she won't sit, she won't sit, so gotta give it to her. She won't sit, she won't sit, she won't sit, so gotta give it to her. You're bad, you got me here, but time let me take your hips. You're bad, you got me here, but time let me take your hips.
Okay, cool. So I mentioned at the very beginning that I was going to be doing phone response. Basically, I should have said what I was doing it. So I'm just explaining kind of the whole concept and everything of it and what it, how it comes about, you know, why it gets activated, how to overcome it, etc., etc. So with that one, let's just go to it. All right, this first section I'm just going to do a kind of brief overview so you get an idea of what it is. But basically, more than likely, came across the trauma responses of fight, flight, freeze. Fawning is also another one, which is in that. Now, fawning is just another term for people-pleasing, essentially. Typically what happens when you people-please, or rather the description of it is that, well, some people describe it as an extreme giver, but you kind of please or appease another person to get your needs met subconsciously. It's still technically manipulation, not done from a malicious intent, obviously.
People-pleasing can be just as self-obsessed as narcissism. Think like narcissism is the offensive version of self-obsession. People-pleasing is the defensive version, right? It's more obvious with a narcissist, right? Because the narcissist gaslighting and exploiting people, they're like, I don't know, lying and being manipulative. It's aggressive, it's assertive. That's why we can notice it, and that's why we're really wary of it. But people-pleasing, it's more subtle, but it's just as manipulative. People-pleasing doesn't accommodate and serve people purely out of the benefit of the other person. They're being nice because they don't want to be abandoned. They are still using other people, although it feels a lot softer. And you can tell if this is the case, because if they're ever genuinely in need, they're not going to reach out and ask for help. Why? Because they don't want to be perceived as being needy. They're terrified. If I come off as a burden to the other person, then they're going to reject me. So I'm not even going to go there. It's still self-image obsessed. It's the same dysfunction. It's just two different presentations. Both need healing.
Typically when you people please, you know, it's also a way to avoid conflict, criticism, or disapproval. It's essentially like abandoning aspects of yourself which are deemed as not okay by other people. This is something that you've learned throughout more like your early years, and then kind of morphing yourself into what is the more perfect ideal.
For what do you want?
It's interesting whenever, you know, you are around people who people please with, because it's like they like you, but they like someone who doesn't exist. There can be certain qualities you can find in someone who people pleases, for example, lack of assertiveness, agreeableness, lack of boundaries, not expressing your opinion or your wants or your needs, speaking up, over apologizing, inability to say no, hyper compliance. More likely those who people please developed an ability to be like really hyper attuned to another person they would have developed in childhood as a survival mechanism, mainly from having to kind of predict other people's movements and behaviors.
Three, 4, 5 degrees, 150 yards, small structure, white side level.
Mirroring is also another one where you kind of take on aspects of the other person, so you mimic them. That's what I mean by when you morph.
You are Clue. I am Clue. You will create the perfect system. I will create the perfect system.
And you will appear very likable to them. Of course you will. You're perfect for them, right? The problem with people pleasing is it's inauthentic, and inauthenticity is very hard to maintain. Something I will repeatedly say throughout all of my videos and stuff like this is your body is designed to keep you alive. Okay, say it again. Your body is designed to keep you alive. Yes, it is. So with that one in mind, what happens when you people please or you fawn is that your body registers the other person as a threat, therefore it acts in accordance to what it knows. Despite the fact there's probably no active threat amongst the other person. Again, it's a subconscious way to get your needs met. It's not the people pleaser's fault. It's not, a conscious decision. It's very much a subconscious. It's very much fear driven and an inability to feel safe around other people. And the thing with people pleasers is they often start out as parent pleasers.
So I was minding my own business, buckled up and ready for takeoff, when this guy decided to somersault through the closing doors and hijack me bloody cable cart. Jesus Christ, man. I thought I was going to have the whole thing to myself. Fucking mint. Apparently not. Anyway, I suppose I'll let this one slide. I actually ended up making a friend for the day.
Come from Brit, I think. Yeah.
England, yeah. Where are you from?
No, originally my parents from Turkey, but I live in the Netherlands.
Oh, that's cool.
So I came alone here. Today, will a friend come by for 2 days.
Yeah.
And you?
I'm only here for a couple of days.
For a couple of days.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Molly.
Molly.
Yeah.
My name is Bayram.
Walking on a dream, how can I explain? Talking to myself, will I see again? We are always running for the thrill of it, always pushing up the hill, searching for the thrill of it. All along, we are calling out and out again, never looking down, I'm just in awe of what's in front of me.
I don't know what.
I kind of guessed that.
Only can I have a cup of tube with
Yeah.
a city cube.
Yeah, sure.
But I'll never see the love you found in me.
Okay, cool, so we've done the brief overview. Now we are going to go more in depth about how it comes about. So remember when I said, I'm going to repeatedly say something. You ready? Your body is designed to keep you alive. Yes, it is. Likewise, however, your body does not know time. Now, if your body acts in accordance to what it knows is what's registered as a threat, it has learned that somewhere in the past. And it's something which worked, which kept them safe, which is why it still serves as a purpose. Generally, this can be demonstrated through a child's caregivers and how they typically respond to the child's needs, wants, and interactions. For example, if a child expresses discomfort or upset and it is met with warmth and comfort from the parent, which is able to soothe them, attend to them, cater for their needs and things like that, that provides an element of safety for that child. That's a safety blanket, and that creates a healthy parent-child dynamic, which that means the parent is attuned with the child. On the flip, if the child displays elements of distress or upset again, or is met with more of a negative tone such as hostility, that does not create a safe environment for the child.
What? You want your mommy back? She never loved you. Don't be such a baby!
The body will begin to register their parent's reaction almost as dangerous. They become the threat. If the child can't escape the environment, then it starts to activate the nervous system and the trauma responses: fight, flight, freeze, fawn. Okay. Again, your body's designed to keep you alive. A lot of this is built in childhood, but they will find which one of them responses works best for them, and that may or may not be their default. I mean, it's a subject to one, so it's quite a broad down, whatever. But just saying. Remember, we still have that part of us, the cave stone era, that lives inside. That's still very real. That's still part of us. We have 3 brains typically, but anyway. It's like cows have like how many stomachs? We got how many brains? And yet some of y'all don't even know how to use it, but whatever, that's different. Nothing is fixed. So what if something stems from an unhealthy place, it can stem from a healthy one. Most things in life are a paradox. So you can't unlearn all of this, which is what we will do next. But in reference to the child, what they learn is like, oh shit, these parts of me are not okay. Therefore, I must reject, repress, and deny them, and become the version of me which is more acceptable to other people, which will help me get my needs met, which will keep me safe. The thing with that one is it's like, yeah, okay, this isn't really me, but it's the one which, it's kind of keeping me safe. I'm kind of getting my needs met. Like, yeah, okay. It's really inauthentic. But, kind of making this shit happen, right? And it's like, well, if this version of me is acceptable, then this is how I must be. Because you learn it in your early years, you kind of automatically associate that with the outside, so you're going to present that to people who are not within your inner, your inner tribe. There we go, people outside of it and whatnot. So because you can't be authentic in this, you actually do kind of push aside your needs and put the emotionally unstable adult infants that are presented in front of you first. You end up managing them. The thing is, as a child, you don't think that your parents are the problem, you think that it's you. I mean, come on, they provide for you, they feed you, they clothe you, they provide a roof over your head, they do all these things. So how do you believe it's them? It must be me. Like, there must be something wrong with me. The reactions of the caregivers, you internalize that and you believe that you're the problem. How could you be? You just made it on the planet. Come on, man. You don't know. What do you know? You're new here. But yeah, you internalize messages like, I'm not okay, that, elements of me are not okay, I'm not good enough, I can't be accepted, I don't matter. I'll get an emotional neglect. My parents can't accept me for who I am. If they can't, how can other people, right? Any negative self-beliefs that's not natural. Okay, that doesn't come from within. That's external. That's gone inside. Okay, that's not. A lot of times, it's not even your voice. It's somebody else's. But we've internalized it, and we think now, like, oh, this is who I am. It's not. I'm gonna throw this one in as well. Being scared of your parents is not normal. Okay, you should feel safe around them. You should be able to tell them things, communicate and whatnot. So if you don't feel like that, these behaviors and beliefs will be carried with you into your adult life, and it does affect your everyday life, not just your relationships, but it can affect like your career and everything like that. Not like an inability to speak up and ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. God damn. worst you're gonna get is a no. Okay?
Can I get your Instagram?
No. Everyday life as well, like your decision making, until you decide that the place that you are operating from is not healthy and you choose and decide this has got to change. Okay, again, nothing is fixed and you can unlearn it. So we're gonna get to that part as well. But if you live with unhealed trauma, you are operating from a place of the past, and this is what I meant when I said your body does not know time. It's a great book. It's called Body to Skull by Sylvana Kolk. I recommend everyone reads that, along with The Compassion Man by Paul Gilbert. 2 books everyone should read. But there is a part of that when he talks about, but consequently, because your body does not know time, what it's doing, it's associating what's happening in the present with elements of the past. Okay, and so it's acting in accordance to that. Everything you think and feel is real, but it may not be true. 2 freaking ulcers, they are killing me. Thinking my lipstick off. But it makes that connection in order to keep us alive and keep us safe within the present moment, and obviously that we can keep living into the future. Problem is, this usually occurs where there is no threat. And this is where it gets tricky. It causes somewhat a distorted perception of reality and what's happening, and it's a bitch to navigate. But this is why you'll fawn in the present, because everybody who you interact with, your body registers that as a threat, despite the fact there probably isn't one. You know, most of the time, you know, with general like social interactions, not just some like, you know, fucking stop you up, yeah! Not one of them. Not one of them. We're not talking about them. Right. Maybe, you know, if you have an interaction with them, your radar stuff is going off, yeah, just run. Just get out of there. It's better to live a coward than to die a hero, and that is what I learned in my martial arts. But your body registers other people like that as a threat, because the people who were supposed to love and take care of you couldn't do their job properly. But instead existed a threat, which became confusing, because it's like, well, these are the people who are supposed to care for me. They're supposed to protect me, yet they're the biggest threat to my survival. Like, what? So yeah, if that's your first interaction with another human being or human beings, you are going to believe that other people are like that if you are living within that unhealed, you know, space. Just for the record, it's slightly off grid, but one thing you can't do, you can't love a child too much.
motherfucking VIP. I don't know what you heard about me, but a bitch can't get it out of me. No Cadillac, no person, that's it. But I'm in the club, she dancing for dollars. She got a thing for that Gucci, that Fendi, that Prada. That busy bitch, you all Perry, don't say it, Cabana. She fit the booze, fantasy, the bed, cause it was. I spent a little G name that my name got her. Hour later, I had her ass up and over mine. Them trick niggas, yeah, they ain't saying they think about it. I got the piss by the part, trying to get a drink about it. She like my style, she like my smile, she like the way I talk. She from the country, then she like me cause I'm from New York. I ain't that nigga tryna holler cause I want some head. I'm that nigga tryna holler cause I want some bread. I can care less how she perform when she in the bed. Bitch at the track, catch a date, coming back again. Look baby, this is simple, you can't see. You fucking with me, you fucking with a P.I.M.P. I don't know what you heard about me, but if this can't get a dollar out of me, no Cadillac, no purse, you can't see. And I'm a motherfucking P.I.M.P. Yeah, yeah. So seductive. I take you to the candy shop. I let you lick the lollipop. Come here, girl, don't you stop. You're going to hit the spot. Whoa.
Take you to the candy shop.
Say what?
One more taste of what I got. I have to spend all you got.
Yeah, right.
You're going to hit the spot.
Whoa. How do you want it? You gon' bet that big up, I sit up, push up. Temperature rising, okay. Let's go to the next level. Dance floor, chair back, hot as a tea kettle. I break it down for you now, baby, it's simple. If you be an info, I'll be an info. In the hotel or in the back of the rental, on the beach or in the park. It's whatever you into, got the magic. I'm the love. All your friends teaching you about how strong I got you. On something you can work it, baby. No problem, get on top to get you bounce around like a little runner. I'm a seasoned thing when it comes to this shit. After we work up the sweat, you can play with the stick. I'm trying to explain that we the best right there. How man in the sky, girl, down there to the candy shop. I let you lick the lollipop. Go there, girl, don't you stop. Keep going till you hit the spot. Whoa! Say what?
One more taste of what I got. I have to spend all you got.
That right?
You're going to hit the spot.
Girl, what we do? And will we do? The things we do are just between me and you. Come on, give it to me, baby. Nice and slow, climb on top, ride like you're in a rodeo. You ain't never heard it sound like this before, so I ain't never put it down like this. Soon as I come through the door, she get you pulling on my zipper. Like it's a race, so we get undressed quicker. Isn't it ironic how ironic it is to watch your dogs? Have me thinking about the ass after I'm gone. Just the right spots at the right time. Lights on, the lights off, she like it from behind. So seductive, you should see the whistle wine. My hips are slow-mo on the floor when she ride. No, she ain't stopping, homie, I ain't stopping. Through the whip is wet, man, it's on and popping. Let's champagne, campaign, bottle up the bottle of salt. We was since the head born, every bottle is gone. To the candy shop, I let you lick the lollipop. Go ahead, girl, don't you stop. Keep going till you hit the spot. Whoa!
I'll take you to the candy shop.
Say what?
One more taste of what I got. I have to spend all you got.
That right?
You're going to hit the spot.
Whoa, I took you to the candy shop. Drop it like it's hot, get to work in that. Go shit that thing, work that thing. Let me see it go up, down. Who did that? I wanna touch that thing, we can make it go around. Step up in the club, I'm like, who you with? Chillin' in the house, yeah, that's a clip. Young but a nigga from the old school. On the dance floor, nigga doing old moves.
I've got a boy. Ooh. Okay, that's a map. So where are we? Let's assume that's where we are. That's quite big actually. Oh, okay, we're just gonna walk. Get lost. Oh, I love me. Cats are so cute. Okay, cool. Now I'm going into Africa. It's pretty cool actually because there's like no one here. So, because it's like an hour and a half till closing. I think it takes about 2 hours to do the zoo. Oh, that's what we're looking at. Yeah. Oh, there they are. The big boys. Okay. Gazelle. One in the very corner. Oh, hang on. Here comes this big guy. You ready? Look for this entrance on the run away. Yeah, you work it. We've got the orangutans just so amusing. Let's see if they're kicking around. If they're not, that's okay. They might be inside by the looks of things. We try to get to the tigers and then... Where are we? Oh yes, here we are. With the tiger. You see it? Oh my god, so incredible. Okay, let's see here. This is fun. I got my hair cut this morning, so yes, I love it. The guy did an amazing job too. Go to Reborn in Barcelona. Amazing. Anyway. Look at that. Look at that. I think we were having a standoff there. Hello. Oh wait, look at that bad boy. Holy shit, that's a big boy. Hello. Hello. What kind of bear is that? We should find out. This is a brown bear. Alright, let's go down. Hello. Oh, there's no penguinos. That's okay. Penguinos. Oh, you're higher than a penguin. Hang on a minute. What's that? Nope, nope. Why does everyone think leave me? Alright, let's go up here. Be careful, stairs can be slippery. Go away. I'm just tired. Okay. Ooh. I fall up the stairs. No, that's restricted. Okay. That's fine. We'll go the other way. Boing, 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 boing. Wow, we got a cool look over there. I don't know how to get out. Oh, through the gift shop. Duh. What's through here? Woo! Well, see, now I feel like getting into parkour. Do a jump in there. Whee! I think it's just gonna take us the same route, so we'll just go back down. Oh, okay. Oh, in the corner, right in the corner. 10.2 hour spotted. Right, I think I need to get the fuck out of here now. I think that's a wrap, innit? My camera's gonna die, my phone's also gonna die. Well, that's really fun. Did it quick. But yeah, it's possible to do. It's one more stop, and then that's the end of my trip. Two, maybe. Two. Anyway. There's the whole party going on. This was so fun. I really loved it here. So yeah.
Amazing smoking area outside of Techno building. For more information, your routes, receipts, visit us on.
Okay, cool. So we've covered what the phone response is, how it's came about, characteristics, the origins, etc., etc. Hopefully I've done a good enough job they have a relative idea about it. This whole script is going to be in the description anyway, so if, you know, I mean I deviate from it typically, but it's all written there, so you can check it out. Whatever. In the description. Big disclaimer, circumstances are going to be unique to an individual. So there's no set one path or route that you can take, basically. You find your own, like with a lot of things. These are just generalizations and guidelines per se. And there's a difference between knowledge and action. So I can tell you all of this, okay, you'll be more brainy. But if you need to use it and you don't utilize it, you're still gonna be stuck in that thing. So I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. I'm just spewing out stuff. Okay, so I need to take us back for us to go forward. Basically, the idea behind this is to get to know ourselves more and understand how different life experiences and things have helped shape us, basically. With healing and self-improvement, it's important to have like a curiosity about yourself. You know, there's a lot of reasons why someone is the way that they are. You know, many different things contribute to the shaping of an individual. You basically need to find the root cause of it all. That's why I'm explaining this. It always stems from somewhere. So that's why you need to go back to go forward. Ask more questions, find more answers. Questions, answers, questions, answers. It's really what one of my martial arts coaches says. All is one. So one of the good things I like to do is start out with like exploration. It's the 5 W's. I'm sure you learned this in school. Who, what, where, when, why. The how, who, the H, don't forget the H. So like, why am I reacting this way? Where does this come from? You know, there's no set time frame for things like this, so you will take as long as you need. Can't remember the quote, Rome wasn't made in a day. I don't remember that one. Somewhere wasn't made in a day. Most things aren't made in a day. Well, Memo's kids. So basically the basics are addressing the root cause, working with it, getting it all out, and then eventually you can develop healthy ways. Phoning is linked to complex PTSD, and it's getting from that, see, PTSD, to point B, where we can calm the war which rages inside of us and work with new, better, healthy ways. It's not just for you, it's for the people around you, it's for your career, your everyday life, you know. Again, it affects everything. Most things are like progressive overload, yes, but what's the exposure therapy, where it's just kind of progressive, it's gradual, you know, small increments. You just need to keep it little and then you work your way up. And you know, throughout this journey, you're not going to catch it every single time. That's unrealistic. That's why it's progressive. You know, you're going to have your ups and downs. Some days it's going to be better, some days you're going to be worse. That's just how life is. It's like what is it on the life support machine? Doop, doop, doop. That thing, and when it's flatline, you dead. And we don't want that. Eventually, over time, it just becomes habitual. And it's a lot easier, you just do it on instinct.
So I took 2 grams out of that basically on instinct.
Right, cool, so we're gonna navigate the step-by-step thing now. Again, trust but verify. Always do your own research. Okay, this is always from personal experience, whatever I throw up on here. You know, I found psychology when I needed it. So these are a couple of things that we need to just kind of work on to help us move forward with it, okay? To help us recover a bit. So I've got 6 written down in no order, particular order, but these are just kind of general things to work on or with this, and I'm sure it'll apply in other areas as well. Anyway, first off, learn to set boundaries and to put yourself first. Understand that you are allowed to say yes and you are allowed to say no, even if you initially said the other one. You always have the option to change your mind. In this context, usually people pleasers will agree to something, they say yes. Understand you are allowed to say no, okay? You have the option, and even if you say yes first, you're allowed to say, oh, actually, you know what, I don't want to do this, or, you know, whatever. You're not obligated to, is what I'm trying to say. And you're not going to upset the other person by just saying no. That's okay. You know, boundaries are very important because without them, you're very easily taken advantage of. But when you do first start to learn how to set boundaries, enjoy the crushing guilt that comes with it. Don't mention the 5 W's and the how. These are just going to help you understand the origins and how it come about and things like that a lot more. It's about unlearning and relearning. Unlearning unhealthy ways and relearning healthy ways. Again, everything in life is a paradox. Most things at least. Likewise, if you can go through the trauma, you can go through the healing process. Quick side note, if multiple people are saying the same thing about you, there's quite a likely chance it's probably true. A big part is grieving. You need to grieve the childhood you didn't have, or rather the things that maybe weren't met, or sometimes it's not the things that people do, but rather what they didn't do. You need to grieve that hole that you have in your love cup, basically, and it's about mending it and repairing it, because you're never really going to fill it, but you can repair it. Grief doesn't necessarily end, it's something that you come to live with, and it just becomes easier to handle. Like with anger, when you have anger from elements of your past and things, it's because your body is responding to that because it knows what happened should never have happened. All your feelings are valid, and you matter. One of the most brilliant tools, it's such an easy one to do, well, maybe not easy, but it's easy to access sort of thing, is journaling. Journaling is amazing, and I encourage it massively because it really helps you just to get all your thoughts out. It's a freedom of expression, and there's only you who's going to say it, so there's no other judgment other than yours, or whoever else's voice is in your head. I don't know.
Get out of the street, you fucking bum! Gave up on life, didn't you?
But it's a good way to understand yourself. It's literally just on the page, you can read it and understand your emotions and things. And sometimes if you don't have anyone who you can talk to, journal about it. It's almost the same. That's why people tell you to write that letter to someone but never send it. It helps you get all the thoughts out and the feelings and all the emotions out on the page to what you want to say to the person. Yeah, some people send it, some people don't. You know, whatever you decide to do, it's, you know, take accountability on it. Developing new thinking patterns and understanding that people and things think differently to you. They think outside that, and what people do think, that's out of your control, and it's also none of your business really. They don't know you, so this is, yeah, so with people pleasing, there's like a false sense of control. It's funny because what you try to control within it, the exact opposite happens. You'll be really dissatisfied within your relationships when you try to, you know, you morph yourself into the perfect ideal because it's inauthentic. So yes, you are going to be getting your needs met, but you're going to be really unhappy eventually, and it just kind of causes a build-up of resentment. When you hit that exposed point, the other person's like, whoa, what? I didn't understand that.
The similarity to narcissists, I think, is most pronounced when it's like when bitterness really takes over them, right? So they feel unseen, unappreciated. Someone in their life isn't putting in as much effort as they are. And so instead of pulling back, having an honest conversation, putting in some boundaries, they get judgy and cold, and they give off this like possessive energy, right? And the other person can feel it. The other person feels smothered. And the people pleaser's like, why won't someone love me the way I love them? And there lies the motive. It's about self. I'm not saying that's narcissism. I'm saying it's a different genre of self-obsession that is similar to narcissism. If you're a people pleaser watching this, I'm not beating up on you. I'm inviting you to heal something that's hurting you. You're gonna starve from loneliness up there on your high horse, up and away from the spotlight and up and away from any responsibility and the conflicts. Giving people loyalty they did not ask for does not make them owe you anything.
So yeah, when it's like I become the person they want me to be, I'll be more likable. Yeah, you're likable how you are. You know, you will find your right people, your right tribe. Just keep doing you, the right people will find you, okay? The idea you're not likable, you were just made to believe that. It's not true. One of the most important ones throughout any healing journey, and just life in general, is having self-compassion and self-forgiveness. You know, we are people, we are humans, we make mistakes. Experience is it's an Oscar Wilde quote. I don't remember fully, I'll find it, but it's like, experience, you do the thing and then you learn after. Like I said before, your body's designed to keep you alive. So yeah, it's been operating from a certain base for so long. So when you try to come out of it, it's like, oh, no, I don't like that. This is unfamiliar. We don't like unfamiliar. We like familiarity. Okay, it's why a lot of people are scared to leave our comfort zone. But it takes time to get from that old base, one you're so used to progress in the older one. And there is going to feel that resistance, a barrier. You just got to work with it. You don't have to push through straight away. You probably won't. You might need a couple of, little nifty tools to help you get through that barrier and the wall, but it's doable. Of course it is. Progression is never linear.
Going from fed. See the hot tamale was about a mile. It's time to party, we party on. Drink smoking, we up. I take the back of that road. Nigga, I ain't steady in the mode. I trick the business up, take trick, but you spit on her. We spit on clothes until we open with some more social. Shoot us in the Range Rover. Let's GDE with them 223s. Get the flying bitches over. See my ring chain and my Rolex when I'm flexing. Bitch, you gotta get mine, nigga, get a line, I check them. The gangsters, she's done to perfection. Nigga better believe me, I'm making it easy. Damn, I ain't being so I'm a star. I'm on the train. I'm the wall. It's a soul. Hold your head, boy. You ain't we can kill. Hold your head, boy. You know how I win. Hold your head, boy. Hold your black and steel. Hold your head, boy. You can't be hold your head, boy. Boy, you can kill. 2 niggas in the front, 2 niggas in the back. That's 4 niggas ride strapped with grandpa's Cadillac. The voice in my head said, fuck all these niggas. Then I start thinking I should rob all these niggas. And my homies, they wanna do whatever I want to. I say I wanna eat this and shit we wanna eat too. Let's ride around, 30 niggas stuck on Front Street. Put the signs on, niggas be looking like what's me. I'm gonna put a nigga on the floor. Tell them come up off that shit when we start popping some more. Fuckers be mad, man, niggas know who I am. I got a full clip, man, niggas know I get lit. I whoop your head, boy. You know how I win, I whoop your head. When I roll 20 people, so much drama in the club. Niggas heard I fuck a drain, now they wanna show me love. You feel like I'm in the club. Look over there, nothing changed, hoes down, cheese up. I see exhibit in the cut, that nigga roll that weed up. If you got y'all move, you was looking for a play on pick. I been hit with a few stuff, but I don't walk with a limp. In the hood, in the limit, saying 50, you hot. And I ain't here, I wanna love me like a little pop. I'll make you up the show to tell you I'm not going. And the plan is to put the rap game in the chop off. This bonus, man. My money on my mind. Got a deal after deal, and I'm still on the grind. The search since she feeling my stash, she feeling my flow. A girl from ready to die, and they ready to go. I'm getting love, I'm full of bug. My guy got the legs, so they need to take control. I'm in the happy sex, I ain't gonna make it love. Come give me love, give me love. I'm in the club, I'm full of bug. My guy got the legs, so they need to take control. I'm in the happy sex, I ain't gonna make it love. Come give me love, give me love. You be happy, I'm in it. I'm the cat, but I'm all toasting to the good. Like, you don't figure this, you can try to pull me back. I'm so open in the club, cause I with my eyes, this is fast, y'all. If the roof won't fire, let the motherfucker burn. Carrying the brown money on me, I ain't concerned. I'm the tasteful, banks call me, cause go ahead, switch the dial up. And if they hit the rhythm, make me watch the money pile up. Or we can go upside the head with a bottle of blood. Come on, nigga, what we mean? Find me in the club, I'm full of bug. My man got the legs, so they in the taking drugs. I'm in the having sex, I ain't in the making love. Don't give me love, you in the getting love. Find me in the club, I'm full of bug. My man got the legs, so they in the taking drugs. I'm in the having sex, I ain't in the making love. Don't give me love, you in the getting love. Go, 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 son. It's your turn. We gon' party like it's your. We gon' sing party like it's your. And you know we gon' do it from the start to birthday. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming out tonight. You could have chose to be anywhere else in the world. Tonight you chose to be here. And I thank you for coming and showing your love and support. It's the final rap, but it's forever. It's your boy 50 Cent. You man!
Yo, what's up guys? So that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching it. If you did make it this far, well done. Blue Peter badge for you. Hell motherfucking yes. I appreciate you giving me your time. I hope you found at least one thing valuable in this. I hope I explained everything like good enough. As always, links in the description or links in bio. As you've heard 1,000 times, y'all know the score. Y'all know the score. I trust y'all. Do what you will, okay? But yes, I've thoroughly enjoyed making this, even though it took about 10,000 years to do because I'm an asswife. I was too lazy to film this, but I don't know, it just felt like a ball ache. Me. Yeah. So I guess until the next one, adios amigos, and